please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. But I am cream crackered, mate. Cream crackered. Feeling a little bit sick. Feeling a little bit under the weather. Woke up this way. Actually, I know exactly what caused it. Right? I know exactly what caused it. Actually, I don't. I'm guessing I know exactly what caused it. When I say I know, I'm guessing I know exactly what caused it. I put out a video yesterday on my channel, like a Doctor Who news video, and I wanted to show a multiverse. So I googled Doctor Who cosplayers, and one of them is a reasonably famous cosplayer. What's the big chap? Seems like a lovely chap. But he's kind of surrounded by a bonkers part of fandom. They just dogpiled me, right? They totally dogpiled me. Because this weird assumption that I use, he's a black guy, right? It's a weird assumption I use his picture because I hate black people. I don't understand how their freaking mind works, right? I say it my way. Anyway, I mean, like, playing stupid whack-a-mole, or like, smacking all down. Actually, though, I did, there was one guy who started off mad as hell, and we were having an argument. Then it actually got to a real conversation. I hope he comes on the channel, right? Because he brought up a few things I thought were interesting. Seemed like a smart guy. Seemed like an intelligent guy. So you never know. You never know where the good Lord will send you. So there you go. That's why I nearly did this video did it live because I'm like, I need to record it, make it in photo in Premiere. That's really how I feel. It's really how I feel. But then I thought, I got a few more things to do. I'll just open up the Premiere, see if it opens up quickly. If it does, we'll go straight into it there. Fine! And it did open up. So here we are. Here's this video. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the rabbi from another planet. If I haven't said so already, I am really out of it. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you very much. Sign up my Substack. All those things. Oh, I'm not even sure I got the energy of the introduction. Okay. It's a 50-day period, Jewish period we're in. I mean a period of time, not it was menstrual time. That'll be sick. 50 days. Oh, we're all drowning in blood. Well, that went sideways very quickly, didn't it? Anyway, 50-day period of spiritual growth clearly hasn't rubbed off on me. Okay, a 50-day period of spiritual growth that goes from Passover to Shavuot. Shavuot is the holiday where God appeared at Mount Sinai, and you go up a day in. Each day you can grow a level in spirituality. So that's what we're doing. So we're doing this book, 6 Constant Mitzvahs. We're on to the last of the 6 ones. We said. Faith. Know there's a God. Don't have any other gods. No, don't do that. Idolatry. It's bad for you kids. And when I say bad, I mean it's really bad for you kids. Don't do that. No God is one. There is only God, right? There is only God. Everything only comes from God. You should love God. You should fear God. And now we're on to the 6th one. Don't go after the desires of your hearts and your eyes, right? So yesterday we talked about why it's important not to, don't go after your heart. Like, well, that's something that's normally a good thing. What is it? Is that essentially the heart is the captain of the ship, and the heart should be informed by knowledge, right? Because the heart drives you, right? The heart is what drives you, and the heart really needs to be informed by knowledge. So that really struck me, as a side thing about what's so intrinsically evil about this age of falsehood that we live in, right? We have these social media giants, that they warp truth. They create truth, right? They define what truth is, and oftentimes it's not true at all, which is very, very disturbing, right? So essentially, the truth that we should be using to direct our emotions with has been corrupted, and our emotions are being sent in weird directions, and now we got 12-year-olds having double mastectomies, and that's just the boys. So that's what we talked about yesterday. Now we're on to the eyes. The eyes have it. Fine. The eyes are equally unreliable. Well, I do like looking at things. That's one of the things I like. Psychologists often use a picture to diagnose a problem in children. They show them a set of pictures. They show a set of pictures depicting ordinary people. People in ordinary situations, and they ask the kids to describe what they see. One child will look at the picture of the boy standing next to his mum and say, "I see a happy boy." Another child will look at the same picture and say, "I see a sad boy." Yeah, if you see a boy, say, I see a boy that will kill. That's the boy you should get a special test for. Okay, assuming the facial expressions and the boy in the picture are equivocal, either child is wrong. Either child is wrong in is either child wrong in their assessment? No, it's their impression, right? One child has preconceived notion of what his mother's company is happy. The other child is transferring his own will, his own ill feelings towards his mother onto the child in the picture. Perceptions are not objective. That's a really interesting point. I do agree with that. Perceptions are not objective. I feel better now. Like I've been feeling sick all day. As soon as I start like doing videos or streaming, I kind of get together. It's really weird, but that's what happens. It won't last long. Don't worry. Since our emotions often control us, rather than being controlled by us, we cannot rely on them to govern our lives, and we cannot rely on our eyes. We cannot allow our eyes to provide insight to the world. Right, I think I skipped a line or two. Perception is not objective, right? We often see what we want to see. Boy, do we see that in today's world. Let's examine the practical application of this concept. Although addictions will usually develop into a chemical dependency, they need not start that way, and they do not begin with logic either. No one will tell you that he believes ideologically that he should be drinking, gambling, or smoking cigarettes. Well, I'll tell you, if you meet that guy, he's going to be a fun guy to hang out with. If you catch an alcoholic in a sober moment and ask him why he was created, he will say, it is unlikely to reply, I was created to drink! Get another one down here, right? Get him in, mate. He's not going to say, I was created to drink myself into oblivion. Right? Oh, my dog just came downstairs. Hello, Daisy. And roll around in the gutter. Alcoholism and many other addictions begin with the need to lift downtrodden emotions. I hear that. A person who is dejected will seek some sort of temporary relief and try something he knows quite well will harm him. Why? Because emotions overpower logic. Yeah, he doesn't want to feel bad. Emotions will also prevent an addict from improving. While sober, an alcoholic can think about his job, his family, his aspirations. He can decide whether he can decide that he should never have started drinking. And he'd say, "I'm running out with you." And getting inebriated leads him to trouble. He can use such a moment to seek help. Why doesn't he? Because he is emotionally connected to freedom from reality. That is addiction affords. Okay, absolutely. I concur. An alcoholic's perception of the world also becomes distorted. The story is told of an alcoholic whose family couldn't convince him to seek help. One day, his son saw a man rolling around in the street with a bottle of whiskey in their hand, singing loudly, blocking traffic, and making a fool of himself. He figured that this was his chance to make his father aware of the effects alcohol had on him. He ran home, and to his relief, his father was sober. He grabbed his arm and said, quick, come with me. I want you to see how destructive alcohol is. The father shook his hand free from his son and strode purposely towards the drunk and said, sir, where did you find such good booze? The son saw the fellow who was drinking alcohol destroy his life, and the father saw the man succeed in finding a substance he enjoyed so much. Two hearts, two sets of emotion, two sets of eyes, two perceptions. Thankfully, most of us are not tempted to drink or engage similarly in harmful activity. That does not mean, however, that we are immune from the perils of overpowering emotions and distorted perception. Yep, listen, often sober and often overpowered by said emotions and distorted perceptions. When a person succumbs to a strong temptation to sin, he is denying that God exists. Is he denying God exists? Does he want to dispel his love and fear of God? No, right? He simply wants a break, right? He wants to lose control. His emotions overpower him. Once we have mastered the first 5 of the constant mitzvahs, well, you're not going to master them. You got to do them all your life. The Bible does not need to command us to engage in heresy or lust because it'll be heretical or lustful. At least not intentionally. The first 5 of the mitzvahs, the commandments, the first 5 of the commandments do not guarantee, however, that we shall refrain. Oh, by the way, a mitzvah is a commandment from the Old Testament. I forgot to mention that by when I did do the introduction, but I didn't do it. Whatever. The first 5 are not guarantee, however, they will refrain from sinning. Why? Because our emotions and perception will take control of us from time to time, and the logic of faith and not having other gods and all the other commandments will just go out the window. Again, I'm sure this is something that we've all experienced, right? Now we come to a crucial question. If emotions and perceptions are so powerful, if they hijack our thoughts and cause us to do things that we know are wrong, what recourse do we have? Yeah, okay. Okay, God gave us all these things. How are we supposed to not succumb to them? The answer lies in the wording of this commandment. Don't stray after your hearts, Don't stray after in parentheses, your heart and eyes. We can compare our heart and eyes to a seeing eye dog. If a blind person allows an untrained dog to lead them around, the dog may lead them into trees, busy streets, and dangerous areas. If a dog is trained properly, however, it can guide the master to a safe territory and protect from danger. The first 5 of these constant commandments teach us to appreciate spirituality and yearn for the eternal rather the inferior. But the world is full of distractions. There are so many opportunities for instant gratification, much more today than when this was written. If we do not take charge of our heart and eyes, they will necessarily find that. If we do not take charge, our heart and eyes will. If we do not take charge of them, they will take charge of us. Necessarily find replacements for our true inner yearnings, and the yearning for eternity we place for a sense of ego. The yearning for eternity, for eternal pleasure, will be replaced with a desire for instant gratification. Not going after your desires of your hearts and eyes requires us to stay one step ahead of our heart and eyes, and calls them to emote and perceive in accordance with the truths that we have eternalized in the previous 5 we eternalized in the previous 5 commands. We must use them to protect faith and wonders of God and love of God and fear of God that we have already developed in the previous commandments. We can program our hearts and our eyes, to energize us for spiritual growth. But if we leave them to their own devices, they will focus only on the mundane and superficial pleasures in the world. And listen, and sin. Listen. Now it will lead you down the path of temptation. And let me tell you, what a fantastic path that is. Okay, I'm cutting this short. I'm not going on a long day. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.